that's not what I want to show. So let's come back to now.
And today's lesson, my role was sustained. Once we got into storyland, the teacher went off into the distance looking for Chef Jeff, and Chef Jeff came back in, and from then on I was Chef Jeff. Hello? Who are you? Buttercups? I wrote you a letter, did you get it? Yeah! Oh, thank goodness for that. Come over here.
Teaching role is a really key strategy because it shifts the way that a teacher is relating with a child. And the teacher in teaching role, first of all, it's incredibly flexible because you can be anybody. You know, you can be somebody who owns a cafe in Storyland, or you can be a tyrant king, or you can be whatever, really. You can create anything. So you have great flexibility as a teacher in role.
What do you think I do at the cafe?
Bake pink ice buns.
I do bake pink ice buns. You can take on a lot of power in that role if you need to do a lot of class control, or you can have a very low status role, in which case the children take on that power. And I've not got a very good memory, so as soon as you've shown me, I'll probably forget. So today I've got low status in some respects. I didn't know the maths which the children knew, but also I did have a slight element of power, which I need for class control, in that it was my kitchen, and so people were visiting my domain, and so they would behave appropriately. Now, one day, Millie, Chef Jeff, and Cookbook, and Master Cook were in the kitchen. Peggy was out front, and there was a knock on the door. And Peggy opened up the door, and in came a customer. And this customer's name was Even Stephen.
Okay. So this is a short excerpt of an excellent video, and if you want to see the whole 15-minute video, then you can find it on my website on dramaresource.com. All right? I'll give you that website address again at the end if you don't already have it. So let me just maximize this. There we go. So it's interesting. I didn't know exactly what people were going to be presenting this week, but we had some reflection of things that we have discussed during the week. So we had a teacher talking about the different kinds of role that she can take, whether it's a high status role or a low status role. And did you notice at one point she said, I haven't got a very good memory, so you'll have to help me. So she was playing a low status role, and she was asking the children to be experts. They were the ones who had the knowledge, and they were teaching her. So again, this also reflects what we were thinking about today in terms of autonomy. So as she said, the teacher was still in control because it was Chef Jeff's kitchen, but the children were giving her advice because she didn't have a very good memory, and they understood about even numbers and odd numbers, which is what the lesson was about. So have you got any questions about that video that you just saw? Did you understand it? Could you understand some of it? Maybe, yeah. It is really worth watching again if you can take the time. So as Mehmet was saying this morning, many of us, when we think of drama, we think of performance. And so I used this photograph to give you an idea that sometimes in drama we might use performance. And here this is a project where I was working with a school on storytelling. And these children wrote their own stories, and they practiced some storytelling skills with myself and another practitioner, a poet, and after the end of a term of working with us, they were able to write their own stories and then perform them to tell the stories to the whole of the school. So performance can certainly help children to develop confidence, but the drama that I'm talking about today, as I said, is about process rather than the end product. And there has long been in the United Kingdom a debate: should drama be performance or should it be process? We call it process or product. And I would say that you can decide, you can use what is best for you. If you want to use some scripts to work towards a performance, that's great. But also think about the process. What kind of techniques and experiences can you give to children while they are rehearsing? Could there be some improvisation as well, for example, so that they get a chance to input their own ideas? So I'm going to talk specifically about drama and literacy. So drama is a very close ally, a very close friend of literacy. And speaking and listening skills are obviously practiced through drama strategies, through role play and improvisation. And also when groups work together, they're talking, they're using language. Obviously, if you're working in a Turkish school, then they may not be using English to discuss in a group. They may be using their own language, and they may present in English. It depends on the age group. Older teenagers and so on can obviously work in their second language. So discussion in groups, as I said, encourages students to debate and share ideas. Reading and listening to stories, drama strategies can be used to deepen the understanding of characters and situations. Or you can take a fairy story and they can explore a different ending. They can make up their own ending to Hansel and Gretel. You know, perhaps Hansel and Gretel find a different way to escape from the witch. Or perhaps there is no witch in their version of Hansel and Gretel. So writing is something that can also be encouraged through drama. And children can be motivated to communicate because they emotionally identify with characters and situations. And the physical context of drama can particularly help boys. It's been shown in studies that boys in the United Kingdom, I don't know about in Turkey, but boys are not quite so good at girls at writing. And they're not very keen to write. But in drama, they can be motivated to write. And the thing is, here you can see a child working at a desk. Maybe he's been playing, doing some drama, and now he's drawing a